This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
before we start the session, let me ask you one question. Again, I also asked you yesterday, what is hack according to you?
Hack is breaking in without permission.
Yes, and what's the motive of that hack? If I have to say, what's the motive of that hack? What you would do?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, I can't.
No, I
I
just
can't go for.
want to ask, see, if you break into any system, now what would be your goal? Why you do
Oh,
that?
okay. To
Yeah,
collect information.
to collect the
Information. Whatever is the
information.
treasure. Whatever is the treasure hidden there.
Yeah. So I could say your motive would be like to steal the data, right?
Okay.
To steal the confidential file you have, to steal the confidential file that you want, right?
Yes.
Okay. So before we started, let me just tell you analogy, right? It's a real world attack. Do you know about Sony Entertainment? If you ever heard
Yes.
Sony Entertainment, so
Mm-hmm.
what happened
I think that
around?
like okay.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes. Please go
No,
ahead.
they stole the movie they were about to release or something some time ago.
Come again. Your voice is not clear to me.
They hacked into the system and got a movie that they were trying to
Yes,
release. They not even finished working on it. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. Okay, let me share my screen as well. Just a second. I hope it's clear to you.
No, when
Is
oh yeah, but we don't have your screen yet.
okay. So, guys, what happened around 2014 in November, right? Sony Picture Entertainment. Everyone is aware about that. It's a brand as well. So, it was hacked by a group that was Guardian of Peace. Guardian of Peace, right? It's a hacker group. So it was a massive cyber attack that leaked the confidential data that caused a big financial loss and also it shocked the world, right? So what happened in
Mhm.
this attack, guys? This group, Guardian of Peace, what they want to do, they want to get into this Sony internal network, right? This is Sony's internal network, and there are two firewalls there, right? I hope everyone know what is in firewall that protects your system, right? And monitor the malicious traffic that we have. So what happened? There were two firewalls that they have to cross, and after that they will be in the Sony's internet network. Now what happened in this case? They were able to get access of this firewall too, but firewall one was still there, right? But they get the access for the firewall too. The hackers got the access for the firewall too, and now they were just kept on monitoring that what traffic is coming and what traffic is going out from this internal network.
This conference will now be recorded.
Right now, one day, hacker noticed that someone from Sony's internal network is regularly visiting to the New York Times.com. That's your news website, right? So someone they notice that someone is regularly visiting this website. So they cannot hack the Sony's internal network until and unless they have access to any device that is in the Sony's internal network. So what they do, they compromise, they attack on this newyorktimes.com, right? And they insert a virus there that was Trojan, right? So Trojan is a virus which give you the backdoor access. Suppose I install Trojan in your device. After that, I will be having each and every data that you have in your mobile, in your laptop. I will able to access that data. So they insert a Trojan in this newyorktimes.com, and there was a receptionist in Sony's internal network, right? So that receptionist, she was regularly visiting to New York Times, and now attacker is having to this New York Times, right? So now what happened when she visited to that website again? So there was a notification on her screen that this site is malicious. So if you want to continue, you can click on continue, and if you want to just go back, just click on go back. So what she did, as she was not that much technical person, so what she did, she just click on continue anyway. Now what happened after that? The Trojan get installed in her laptop, in her computer. And if the Trojan is in her computer, now the attacker is having access to her device. And now if they were having access to her device, it means they are having access of the entire network. So they uh, this is how they perform this attack, right? Now study says that they transfer 10 TB data from Sony's internal network, right? But still no one in the Sony's internal network knows that they are hacked, right? No one knows. Why? Because like after 10 TB data is transferred to the attackers, even though no one is having idea that they are compromised. So what they did, because see, when a receptionist was surfing this website, right? So it's not that like only she was surfing this website. There are 350K peoples who were surfing this website. So in that case, Trojan was installed to these 350K devices. Now his attackers are having access to all these devices 350K devices, right? And now what they did, they transferred 10 MB data to each and every device under them. So that's how there was no alert to the Sony's internal network that someone is transferring data from your network. That was the reason, because they were just transferring 100 MB data. So suppose there must be a file in your mobile phone right now as well, because you will not take care of it, right? Because 100 MB is not a big size of file, right? So this is how they perform the attack, and after they completed the transferring of the data, and next day at 9 a.m. when people started login to their devices, there was a error. There was a alert on their screen that you have been hacked by Guardian of Peace, right? So this is how they perform the attack. Clear, everyone? Any question, any doubt you want to ask, like how this happened and what this happened, anything? No question?
The only question I would have asked
Hi,
is
ma'am. I have a question.
Yes, please. Go ahead one by one.
Hi, I just joined today. Maybe you may be already answered, but I would like to know what exactly
Uh-huh.
this course, what are the tools we are going to cover. Uh,
Oh, okay.
do you mind to share?
Have you watched that YouTube link video, the previous demo session video? that
No,
has
I
been
did
shown
not
in
get a
video.
chance to.
See, for the detailed one, you can just go to that video. But I'll just give you a brief, like after this session, right?
Mhm.
So that it'll be easy for you. But for the detailed one, you can just go through with that previous session video, right? You'll get the more detailed.
Sure. Maybe at a high level, like, are you going to cover Bob suit?
No, 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 no. It's not high level.
Uh,
It's just basic. It's starting from the basic to advanced. It will go up to basic to advanced, and we'll be covering like 20 modules in ethical hacking, right?
mhm.
We'll start from the basics only, because
Okay.
this ethical hacking course is an entry level course, right? If you are just want to start your career in cybersecurity, then absolutely you can go with it, right? It's
Okay,
an
I got it.
offensive.
How about the
It's an
tools? Like,
offensive
what are the
course.
tools we are going to cover?
Okay, the tools are like based upon the modules. Like there are 20 modules, so definitely we'll use Burp Suite, we'll use Wireshark, we'll use Nmap, we'll use Metasploit, we will definitely use Meltigo, Infoga, and for the enumerations, we will use Nmap scripts rather than Nmap scripts there, Hashcat for password cracking, right? NJRED for how to create the malware. For the sniffing, we'll use DHCP starvation. Uh, your seniors there, Canon cable, right? We'll use social engineering toolkit, and we'll definitely use not we will use your or we'll perform OWASP top 10 for your web application testing, right? We'll do
So basically, we
Android.
are going to cover all WAPT.
Yes, yes, definitely we'll do that. The web server and the web application, all the OWASP top 10, and except that CSRF, SSRF, XSS, SQL injection, like that.
Okay, okay, got it. Yeah, thank you. It helps me to understand what exactly we are going to achieve learning from this course. So, like,
uh,
sorry, you might be in between.
no, no, it's
One
fine.
last question,
Yes, please go
because
ahead.
it makes me to understand what exactly I'm going to learn from this. Uh, like, how many days the timeline?
It's of like 30 days, right? But it's
30
not like
days.
get
Okay,
me cover in like 30 days. It can exceed up to 30 days, but not less than 30 days,
got it. Yeah.
right?
Thank you, Swati. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Obi, I think you were asking some question regarding this scenario or what?
No, no, no. What I was saying is, they didn't have like a multi-level security on a very important item like this, that they should be able to know when a wrong IP address is following them or something.
Where?
I mean, Sonny, from what you're describing,
Uh-huh.
the virus came in through the secretary or from um,
New York
the
Times.
okay, yeah. So
So what they
this,
did, yeah, what they did, because they were not having any access to this Sony internet network, right?
mhm,
But they
mm,
want access to this network. So what they did, they just because they know, because they are having access to this firewall too. So in
okay,
firewall, we can see what traffic is coming and what traffic is going out. So
mm,
they notice that someone is regularly visiting New York Times website.
okay,
So they are not having internal network access, but they are having New York Times public facing website, right?
mhm,
So they hack New York Times first. They hack the New York Times first, and after that they installed a Trojan there. And when the receptionist from the Sony's internal network go to that website, and then the Trojan get installed in her laptop, and after that they are having access to the particular network. That was the scenario.
mm, okay,
So like in 2013-14, cybersecurity was not on that hype,
okay,
right? So people were not more aware about the security. Nowadays we are very secured, right? Firewalls are very secure, everything is very secure, but at that time cybersecurity was not in that hype. Even security was not in that hype. So that was easy for the attackers to gain the access for the firewall too, right? And like that. But nowadays technology is enhanced, right?
Mhm.
It's rising. So that's the reason.
Okay. So in this course, are you going to teach us something about fireworks? About the fire? Yeah, about the what? Yeah.
Absolutely. We're having like our 12th module. I told you yesterday as well. The firewall, IDS, IPS, and honeypot. We'll learn
Okay.
that.
Okay. Thank
So,
you.
Swati, I have other question as well.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to career opportunities, right? After completion of this course, what kind of role I can pursue in the IT? Like, uh, uh, let's take my case. I have around some 9 years of experience into IT. I'm a test engineer. Okay.
Okay, you are in testing.
Um,
You are in testing.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, what kind? Like, how can I shape in my career into
Yes,
this ethical
absolutely.
hack?
Like after this course, you can definitely go for the as a pen tester, right?
Hmm.
And cyber security analyst, cyber security researcher. And see, if you just go through with that previous demo session, I have
Hmm.
told everything there. So just go through with it. Like just have a look there, and after that, like maybe your doubts will get more cleared.
Sure. Thank you, Swati. Yeah, maybe I'll go through that today.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have two
so
questions.
the opportunities we have can go as a penetration tester as well as
Yes.
the
You are in testing, right?
cybersecurity.
You are in
Yeah.
testing.
Hmm.
So definitely,
Hmm.
I think pen testing would be very effective career for you, right? Because you are
Okay.
already having 9 year of experience in IT,
Hmm.
right?
The pen tester and the security tester both are same, right? Or different?
No, no, they are just same. They are
Okay.
just same.
Thank you. Mhm. Thank you, Swati. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move ahead. Anyone, any question?
So where is the previous? Where are the previous class record?
They are in the group. They are in the group.
Oh, okay. Because I can't. I didn't get anything. I don't know if I have it. Okay.
Let me just share it again. If you can see there,
Okay.
or my coordinator will definitely send you because I don't know in
Okay.
which you are, right? So I request my coordinator to send the recordings once again, or you can just check.
All right. Thank you.
She'll send the recording, right?
Okay.
Okay, let's start. Okay, this was the real world scenario. Another hack was like Ashley Medicine hack. So, so Ashley Medicine is a dating website, right? To Ashley Medicine servers, they stole massive amount of user data, including the personal details, right? The emails, transaction, and record. And the hacker leaked their data publicly to expose the user and embarrass the company, right? So definitely they ask money for from the every user, and they just blackmail the particular user that will expose your chats and everything, the screenshot. Otherwise you have to pay. People paid to them, still they expose everything publicly, right? So this was another one. So now what's the impact these hack cause to an organization? The very first one is reputational impact, right? Reputational impact. So this is about if user or customer data, if user or customer stop trusting on a company, so it's very hard for the company to survive. For example, in the Ashley Medicine hack, the hacker group leaked personal user data from a dating site for married people. Suddenly, millions of user identities and secrets were leaked. what happened in that case? People lost trust. The company's name, like, it's become a joke for them. User and another could be like operational impact. This means that actual business stop working properly, right? So in Sony picture hack, their entire internal network was shut down, so computer were unusable, emails were gone, right? So everything was impacted, the company stopped working, right? And after that, financial impact. Yes, hacking is very expensive. Let me tell you, this Ashley medicine hack. Some estimate says that 10 millions of dollar, like I think 10 millions of dollar, yes, they lost when this hack was happened, right? So another could be the legal impact. So when a company lose customer data, the law get involved, right? So in that medicine's case, multiple lawsuits were filed for exposing the personal information, for failing to secure user data properly. This is the legal impact that we can have. Now we have some basic terminologies for ethical hacking. So here the very first one is asset. So asset is anything valuable you own, right? So asset could be of two types: tangible assets and intangible assets. So tangible assets are the physical things, like your laptop, your smartphone, that you can touch, right? These are your tangible assets. And if I talk about intangible, so intangible assets are the thing that you cannot touch, like your data, your password, or your brand reputation. Suppose for the McDonald's, their intangible assets is their trademark. If you ever seen, their trademark is like M. For Nike, it's like I hope you all know Nike. We have Adidas, we have other brands as well. So they have their own trademarks and copyrights. So for an organization, asset is something that is valuable, right? Then we have vulnerability. As I told you, vulnerability, it means, think like vulnerability is like a small crack in your house wall. It's a weakness that hacker can use to sneak in. So if your phone software is old and not updated, so hacker can just find a way to get in. So that is your vulnerability. And then we have threat. So threat, I can say it. A threat is anything that can cause harm to your asset. It could be hackers, it could be virus, or even sometimes natural disasters as well. For example, a hacker trying to break into your email, right, through the phishing is a threat, right? If I'm sending you a phishing email, so that's a threat for you. Anything that can cause harm to your asset, that is threat. Then we have exploit. These are the very important terminologies we are going to learn. Like we'll use definitely use these terminologies in upcoming modules, right? So just make it clear. After that, we have this exploit. Now what is exploit, guys? I can say exploit is a tool or trick which is used to get inside through that crack, through that vulnerability. For example, imagine a hacker creates a program that know exactly how to open a locked door with a hidden key. So that's an exploit. So let's take an scenario here. or just let me just clear with the payload as well. Now, what is payload? It's a bad stuff that hackers can deliver after they break in. Like after entering your computer, the payload might be some ransomware that locks your file until you pay the money, right? So that is payload. Or just let me create a scenario, and after that I will tell you know what are all these things. Suppose guys, this is a house here, right? Now you want to rob in that house, right? So if I talk about the very first one terminology, that was asset. So this house is asset for us. For an attacker, this house is asset. Then the next one was vulnerability. Now what could be the vulnerability here? Vulnerability could be, suppose there is a glass window. So this is a vulnerability that anyone can break in and get into the house. So this is the vulnerability, the weakness here. Then we have a threat. So what could be a threat for this house? As I told you, anyone can come in and break that glass window. So that is a possible danger for my house. Threat. Then exploit. Let me talk about the first, payload. So as an attacker, if I want to create a payload for this vulnerability, what I will do, I will take a hammer, right? I will take a hammer. So this hammer is an payload for me, right? And now I want to exploit this vulnerability using this payload. So when I break this glass using that payload, that is something called exploitation. When you take the advantage of vulnerability with the help of payload. Break that glass, when you break that glass with the help of hammer, is your exploitation, right? That you completely exploit the system, the house, right? And the next one is your risk. Now risk, we can say risk is equals to threat into vulnerability. That you are having threat and you are having vulnerability, that is causing to the risk. I hope everyone is clear now. Any doubt, any question, guys? Then we are having your 0-day attack. Now what is 0-day attack, guys? 0-day, imagine like a hacker finds a secret door in your phone software before the company knows it exists and use it to get in. So 0-day is something when you get the vulnerability at the very end moment. Suppose there is a web developer, right? He developed a website, and now, or suppose there's a web Android developer, and he just developed a Android application, and now he just put it into the Play Store. Now when the public started using that particular software, attacker finds a vulnerability in that particular application before that developer knows, before the organization knows. So that is your 0-day vulnerability. So these are the some terms which we are going to learn in the upcoming class, which we are using in the upcoming classes. Like we definitely learn how to exploit a system. So this is a proper process, right, which we'll use. Now, what is information security? So, what is information? It could be your data. And what is security? That you are protecting the data. So, information security is the practice of protecting the information from unauthorized access, use, disclosures, modification, or destructions. Right? So, information security is something that you are just protecting your data from being tampered, from being theft, from any disclosure, any modification, or any destruction. That is your information security. Now, how this security is made up of? How you can say, suppose you are using multiple social medias, suppose Instagram and Facebook. Now, how Instagram is assuring you that okay, we are providing security to you? How they are assuring it? So, security is made up of five pillars. Let's talk about the first three, that is your CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Do you know what is confidentiality? What is confidential? What is confidential in general terms?
Something secret.
Something secret, yes.
Yes.
Something that is important to you, right? Something very confidential. Okay, let me just join with my another device. Give me a minute. Yes. So, guys, suppose you are running a small cafe, right? You want everything to run very smoothly, from keeping your secret coffee recipe safe, making sure that your cash register shows the right amount, and to being open whenever your customers comes by. So, in cybersecurity, we have three main ideas for that. We call the pillars of cybersecurity, or the CIA triad. TRIAD, that helps keep digital information safe and very reliable. So these are your confidentiality, integrity, and availability. But before we jump into that, let me also tell you about two others important ideas. That is your and authenticity and non-reputation. Right now, let me talk about the confidentiality. So it is referred to protecting information from unauthorized access. Right. So okay, if I have to give you a very living example, so I think a previous quite a month ago in India, in the NEET examination that took place, right? So this NEET examination is for it's an entrance exam if you want to get in the medical line, right? The NEET exam. So it was alleged that I think around 60 people or the 60 students were able to get top score in that. So it was alleged that these students, they were able to get the answer sheet of the NEET examination before even took the place. So can I say this is the this disclosure is a breach of confidentiality, right? I can say that.
Yes.
So, yes, right. So that is your confidentiality here. So if the organization have protected that answer sheet before the exam took place, then they will be they will be how they would have secured that information here. So this is your confidentiality, and confidentiality is one of the pillar. If the particular information is disclosed, then an unauthorized access and any unauthorized individual, that will lead to breach in this confidentiality pillar, right? So this could happen like in multiple ways. This confidentiality can breach in multiple ways. So first one is like your accidental disclosure. Let me share the screen again. The very first one is how can a confidentiality can breach. The very first one is accidental disclosure. So what is accidental disclosure? Suppose, let us say you are in the organization and employee has mistakenly sent an email that was containing some sensitive information to a wrong recipient. So what can happen, that wrong recipient or the unauthorized individual will be able to get uh, access to the digital confidential data. So what can happen, that wrong recipient or the unauthorized individual will be able to gain access to that particular data. So this one is your accidental disclosure that happens accidentally. So second one can be your improper disposals. So in improper disposal, so here let us say, if you must have seen the organizations, like whenever you are disposing some printed documents which might be containing some sensitive information, so you always shred them. It's a policy. Even it's a policy there that you have to shred those important documents before you throw into the dustbin, because like there are many attackers as well as using the social engineering, they will be able to look into your dustbin and dumps, right? And they will be able to get the information about the organization. So this is why you are shading them, to protect that particular physical printed documents, the information that is written there or not, right? So if you're not doing that, that will also result in the breach of confidentiality. Third could be your weak passwords. Suppose if you're not using the strong password, that can also lead in this security breach, right? For example, if you're using very easyable passwords like 123 QWERTY, like that, then also it's possible that the attacker could maybe use some kind of brute force attack and will be able to get your account there, right? So this could be happen. So for this, let me just have a practical with you. Like, so there's a website. I request you to go on this website and type your any password that you generally use, and let me know what's the result that you are getting. You can check the chat box. Any password that you use generally for any website, for any common website. Do you get the any result there, guys? Any one of you? I think it will let you know that how much time it will take to crack your password. I request you to respond, please. Yes, Mr. Obi, Miss Anjali, Soma Srinivas, Mr. Ram. Any response? Am I audible?
Mine said 39 hours.
39 hours. Okay. Anyone else? Miss Apeksha? How much time, guys? Just do let me know, please. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. You can check how much time attacker will take to crack your password, the password that you generally use. No response, guys. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. Time to crack your password 4 million years. Okay, that's great. It means you are using a strong password. So it's recommended to you use a strong password, a password which contains symbols, which contain the characters, the numerical numbers, right? All these things. So you should take care of this. So guys, to maintain this confidentiality, I mean to say that confidentiality means that only authorized person can have access to the data, right? So to maintain this confidentiality, what can be used that only authorized person can get the access? What can be used? Mm-hmm. Suppose if you are sending me a WhatsApp message, so how your WhatsApp messages are kept confidential that only me and you can read it?
Encryption or
Yes,
something?
encryption, right? So what is encryption, guys? Encryption is a technique in which, I think I have told you, encryption is a technique in which you convert the plain text into a gibberish format, right? And what is decryption? That you are converting that gibberish format into a readable format, right? So that is your encryption. So you can use encryption even on WhatsApp. If you ever notice that when you call someone or you message someone, so there is a like alert there that your messages are end to end encrypted. So that's why WhatsApp is maintaining their confidentiality by using encryption, right? Then we are having integrity. So integrity says that only authorized person can make the changes, right? So when I'm talking about integrity in a very layman manner, like if you guys have been watching cricket, so let us say on that cricket match, the bowler here, it tempered the bowl using some kind of sandpaper, and using that might be ball got more of swings or reverse swings and was able to out the batsman. And bowler was one of the reason that made his team won the particular match. Now here, let us say afterwards the umpire was able to see that okay, the team was sitting there and they caught them. So on the newspaper the next day, what will be the headline? So the headline will be something like the integrity of the match was breached. So you must have heard these types of headlines there. So that means tempering of the bowl, modification, altering is done by any particular user will result in the breach of integrity, right? So this is something integrity in which only authorized person can make the changes. Now how can you maintain this thing that only authorized person can make the changes? We can use hashing for that, right? So hashing is a technique in which you create a random number of string. So let me just share my screen with you. So let me just talk about the encryption first. Here is this website. I'm sending you the link as well. Here I will perform an encryption. So here I am just pasting a text. Hi, this is a test. Now I am encrypting this message using the simplest form of encryption, ECB. Now I'm entering a secret key. So my secret key would be this here. When we learn cryptography in the very last module, I'll let you know what are these keys. But suppose I'm using a secret key here. Now I'm encrypting this message. So you can see here, this is the encrypted test here. Now, if A is sending B a message that hi, this is a test, so attacker can read that message easily. I also shown you in the last previous class the Wireshark, how to capture the message from Wireshark. So that happens because the message was not encrypted, the data was not encrypted. But if it's in encrypted form, that means only me and you can read it, one who is encrypted it and one who is decrypting it. Suppose I want to decrypt this message here, so I will just write this. I'll use the mode again, this one, and I will use this again, the same key, to decrypt this message. I'll decrypt it and I get the decrypted text. This is how encryption and decryption works. That you encrypt a message using a key and you decrypt the message using the same key. You logged a house with a key and you unlock that house with the same key. That is something encryption. And if I talk about hashing, that is used for integrity. So suppose I when you just guys, when you sign up on your Instagram, right, when you first visit to Instagram and sign up your account there, so when you entered your password, so your password are stored in the form of hashes in the database. They're not stored in the plain text, they stored in the form of hashes. Suppose I'm writing cyber at the rate 8800, right? This is my password. Now I want to convert into the hash value, right? So these are the some algorithms which we can use for hashing, md4, md5, sha, right? So I'll just click on hash and I got my hash value. Now the best thing is here, suppose if I just make one change here, right? So entire hash, you can see, if starting from 5e and ending with 27, so now you can see 6d and 50, right? So a little change in the text will lead to change the entire hash value. That's why integrity means only authorized person can make the changes. So suppose I'm sending you a text with its hash value And when it comes to you convert the hash value again and you match the hash value. If the hash values are same, it means that data is not being modified. But if it's modified in between by the attacker, the hash value will definitely change. Then you will get to know, okay, the data has been tampered. And also one more thing about this hash, that we can crack this hash, but we cannot get the plain text back like in encryption. We use the same key. No, we cannot do that. We can use some kind of tools and techniques to crack this hash. Otherwise, it's very hard to crack these hashes, right? Any doubt in encryption and hashing? No? That's good. Then we have availability. So let's move the availability now. So in this, it means that data is accessible wherever you need them. So let us say if you have visited the Amazon website, you must have seen that might be in a mega sale or in a festival day, the Amazon site become more sluggish or it becomes very slow to respond. So what can happen if they are like not able to maintain this pillar, then the users they can flow out to the others e-commerce sites like the Flipkart we are having and the other sites we are like that. So what will happen for Amazon? They will be losing their customer base. So this is why for organization, maintaining this pillar is also very crucial. And what are the attacks that can affect this availability pillar? The DOS. I have told you yesterday as well. DOS is an attack in which the request. Attacker sends the request in a very flow manner, which leads to the server down, right? With the fake IPs. Other reason could be that we could have your hardware and software failures, right? If there are any malfunctioning hardware components you are having, if there are any types of software bugs like a system crash happened, so that one also leads to service disruption, right? Then third could be a cyber attack. There are also attacker which can also try to attack this pillar, right? Like the ransomware attack. So attacker will use the ransomware attack, means they will encrypt this particular asset, and in the order to so from the organization perspective, they need money to decrypt that, right? So when the organization return them some huge amount of money or ransom, once they give the ransom, they will give the decryption key for that particular encrypted asset. So this is what we know as your ransomware attack. So that is also one which leads to breach in this availability pillar, right? So what we can do here to maintain this pillar, we can, if I'm talking about DOS, so we can use load balancers. So load balancers are some kind of software which is used to balance the load. If a server is facing lots of requests, so what load balancers do, they will redirect it into the other servers, right? So we can have your backups as well. We are depending on multiple servers as well, so even if one fails, other will take over, right? Any doubt till here, guys? Mr. Obi, Mr. Soma, Apeksha, Anjali. Hey,
I'm good.
great. Okay then, guys. This is for the day. We'll continue tomorrow, right, at the same time. All right.